Excuse me. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I got choked just now. Yeah, I was drinking water for a bit. Okay, how are you? Wait, let me see if I'm actually live over here. Okay. Okay, now welcome back. All right, I've got some questions coming in here. Okay, you wait for that. 1226 City. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so yeah, welcome back to Ask Jason Anything. This is my regular Sunday live, Sunday night live. This is actually 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So I go live every Sunday night answering questions about Facebook advertising. So basically, if you have any questions about Facebook advertising, feel free to join me live on my, like Sunday live session on various platforms actually. I have it on YouTube. Okay, obviously I have it on my various presences on Facebook as well. A couple of Facebook pages and Facebook group, and of course my LinkedIn. So yeah, this is where I go live every Sunday night now. However, if you have any Facebook ads related questions, my recommendation is you should actually start with my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel, and I've actually posted over 900 videos on my YouTube channel. Chances are I have probably answered or discussed similar topics, related to your questions that you have. Now, start from a quick search. If you can find anything similar, then you probably can get a quick answer from there and immediately move on to do your stuff, whatever you need to do, right? But if you can't find anything, it's okay. So all you need to do is just go to my, just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. So then I will actually pick them up and I'll be answering your questions on the following Sunday. So yeah, that's the drill. Ask your questions and come back on the following Sunday to, listen to my reply. Okay, so yeah, if you have any questions, if you're joining me live over here, okay, you can actually pop your questions like what our friend has done on my YouTube channel. But I would actually go through the questions that I have collected from my YouTube channel first. Then I'll come back to your question. Okay, thanks for the questions. Please stay until the end, and we will actually go through yours real quick. Now, let me bring this up. Okay, now this is episode 122. No joke, seriously. Been doing this for a while, and I think it's quite something that I really enjoy. So I intend to do this continuously. Yeah, I don't see an end to it right now, as it is for now. So yeah, okay. Now, first question that I get from here is, let me bring it in. First question is coming from, anyway, I just call you Train, all right? So this question was posted on my video about Facebook ads account permanently restricted. So this is one of my trending video right now. And then your question is, main account is restricted as you accidentally uploaded your driver's license, which was out of date, which you didn't know at the time. Instant restriction on your account, and you can't post ads on any of your business accounts now. How do you contact Facebook? There seems to be 10,000 hoops to jump through. You can't find any information anywhere. Please help. Thank you so much for your question. Now, first thing first, okay? I don't think the expired license did you anything wrong, because I don't think an expired license would really cause you instant restriction. So it's probably some mistake on Facebook side. It may not be your problem. However, what I want you to do is, at this point of time, okay, instead of trying to find a way to contact Facebook, I think the first thing you should consider doing is you go to your account quality. Now, go into your ads account, okay? Make sure you go into your ads account. On the top left, click on the menu button, and then after that, expand and see, look for account quality. Now, go into account quality. Inside there should be some clues or some messages telling you where are you at right now. So if you don't see permanent restriction, which is the end, right? But of course, it's not the end of the world. But if you see permanent restriction, that means that the end of the journey you have for this profile. But if you don't see it, okay, click anywhere that is clickable. Try to see if there's anything or any button you can click to actually request for a review, or to actually get them to look into your situation and profile again to see whether you can actually get it back. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Now, however, if you go in there and you see permanent restriction, after you click into the account quality, you see permanent restriction. The next thing you can do, in fact, first thing first, this profile is gone. You will not be able to do anything from there anymore. And permanent restriction has no way to actually contact Facebook in whatsoever way to get it back. So how do you do that now? If you have such situation, the next best thing you can do, in fact, what we want to achieve here is to get our ads up and running again, right? We don't really care about the account. We don't really care about whatever. So what you can do next is, the best way is to borrow somebody else's profile, not to create a new profile, but borrow someone else's profile, which has been around for a while, all right? And then you use that to create a new business manager, create a new page, create an ad account, and start running ads right away. Okay, and eventually there will be a point where that profile will be requested to submit ID to verify that they are real. Go through that, and everything should be all right. Yeah, and at the same time, if you want to manage the whole thing yourself, you can actually start a new profile, but do not go in immediately, but brew it up for another while, like at least 2 to 3 months. And at the same time, that new business manager, new ad account, and everything will actually go through warming up as well. So after a while, you can actually bring yourself back into the new business manager. You can actually take over from there. So that's my best steps for you to go through this situation. But nonetheless, train if you need help, okay? Because like I said, every situation is kind of unique. I've actually seen hundreds of cases about these restriction issues and all that. So my best advice to you is go through all that, and you still need some help, want me to come in and look at some buttons for you or some messages for you to give you the guidance about like what's next best move you can actually take. Scan this QR code, you'll be landed on Fiverr Gig. You can actually buy me a mail, and from there we'll be able to spend half an hour together to look into your situation real quick. And I can't promise to give you the ultimate solution, but I will definitely walk you through based on my experience to tell you what are the next best thing to do to start running ads again on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so that's what you do. Thank you for your question. Now, next one is coming from the Drox. Okay, anyway, I hope I pronounced your name right. So this was a comment posted on my video about how to create privacy policy link for Facebook ads for free. Okay, so our friend reported that it works in 2023, which is now. Okay, you didn't even put your actual address in the first spot. You used an email and it still worked. Thank you for reporting. Now, so what happened is if you want to create a Facebook lead gen ad, whether it's actually a lead form or a messenger, whatever, as long as you're collecting information on Facebook environment, you are required to put in a privacy policy link. But the problem is if you do not have a website, it's very difficult. You see, the easiest way to do that, in fact, is actually just to put in your website. As long as you have a website, abc.com, as long as it's a working website that it's browsable, that people can go in and take a look, you can just use that link and put it in, and it usually works. But not everybody has a website, correct? Not everybody has a landing page, correct? So how do we actually do this without having a website? So my workaround is you can actually use Google Drive. All right, Google Drive is free to use. Go in there, create a Google Doc, and then after that, create a privacy policy. Make the doc visible to everyone with the link. Okay, and then after that, you use that link, publish that, use the link, put it in as your privacy policy. It should work. And based on our friend just reported in, May 2023 here, it worked. Okay, so yeah, I'll be actually editing this out as a video. So if you see this as a standalone video, go to description, you actually see a privacy policy sample that I actually put out for, everyone all over the internet who's looking for the similar solution. Copy that, put it into your Google Doc, change all the company names and everything, and you publish that as your privacy policy link to be used for your Facebook lead form or Messenger lead gen advertisement privacy policy link. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, thanks for the question. No, it's not a question. Thanks for sharing that. Now, next question is coming from Noah. So Noah said your Facebook page is permanently restricted. You start on the second page with the same card, but that has all sorts of errors. Even though it's not restricted, you can't advertise on Instagram anymore. Any ideas? This is strange. You see, like if it's just a Facebook page permanent restriction, you did the right thing, which is to start a new page. But I would say you should consider using, depending on what situation actually caused the permanent restriction. If it's advertising related, you need to check whether your ad account is being restricted. So if your ad account is not being restricted, then having used the same credit card should not be a problem. But if the business, sorry for the confusion, but there are different things, right? We have a paid Facebook page and we have a Facebook ad account, and of course we have business manager. So many things can be restricted permanently. We need to know which part. So if it's just the page, create a new page, you should be able to run ads. But if it's together with the ad account, then you need to check. You need to probably try with a different credit card. But if everything is restricted, then you need to check whether your profile is being restricted. If your profile is restricted, then everything you do, you can't run ads anymore using a profile. So how do we actually work around this thing? You can actually borrow someone else's profile, create a new business manager, create a new page, create a new ad account, and start running ads from there. Because the sole purpose we want to do this is to actually run ads. We don't want to, like be bothered by this whatever account that is being restricted. We just want to start running ads because that's business. So you go through that. But for your situation, I really need to go in and take a look at what really happened to your situation. So if you want me to go in to your account and provide you personalized recommendation about what to do next, you can actually scan this QR code. It will bring you to my Fiverr gig. All you need to do is to purchase the gig, buy me a mail, and we will be able to spend half an hour together to look at whatever situations you have right now. And from there, hopefully I'll be able to give you the next best steps to take to get your Facebook ads and Instagram ads up and running again. That's the purpose. Okay, scan this QR code and we can do that together. So, but thanks for the question. Now, next we have David. So David posted this question on my Facebook ads account, permanently restricted video. So David said your whole page itself has been restricted. You can't create ads or promote your page because it's restricted from advertising. Any workarounds? Now, we need to check whether this is a permanent restriction, but usually when it comes to page, right, it is. So when you see this message, meaning you probably have violated some rules before. Usually when it comes to page, it is somehow related to rules violation. Because if it's profile, it could be an accident. Ad account, it could be a mistake. But page being restricted, I can safely say that you probably have done something wrong previously. So usually this is permanent. But if you go in, you can actually see the button you go to account quality. You go to your business manager, click on the top left menu button, go in and look for account quality and see whether your page is permanent restricted or just normal restriction that you can still request for review. But if it's permanent restricted, my best advice is abandon that page, create a new one, and start running ads. But provided you need to check, is your ad account being restricted? Is your profile being restricted? If both of them are not, then just create a new page and start running ads. Because what we want, like I say, is to start running ads. We cannot cling on a page that is now restricted from advertising, especially if it's permanent restriction, because no point. And rather than keep banging on walls to try to get a page back or whatever, which is very difficult right now, my advice is start a new page and start running ads. David? But having said that, different situation, we need to actually look at your, wherever you are at right now, go in and dissect and see what the real problem is and try to fix it from there. Then we would know what would be the next best step. So if you want me to look into your case and to give you personalized recommendation, scan this QR code. Then you'll be brought to my Fiverr gig. This is a Fiverr gig that you can purchase, buy me a mail, and we can spend half an hour together to look at your situation from there. I'll be able to give you personalized recommendations and to tell you what are the next thing you can do to get everything back. Essentially, what we really want is we want to start running ads again. That's what we want to do. Okay, all right, David, thanks for the question. And next one, we have Jordan. So Jordan commented on my video about personal TikTok account or TikTok business center. Now, Jordan said, great video, thank you. You're a long-time media buyer, but just getting started, into TikTok ads now. So you take it, the better option would be to start out by creating a new business center as opposed to just an ad account, correct? Yes, that's my recommendation because, now speaking from, long-time media buyer to another, I think we understand the importance of building our, relationship with the platform that we are working with as a business entity instead of personal. Because just like Facebook, right? We want to come in and build a business manager because that actually builds our credibility as a business operating behind the business manager. And, when you have a more matured business manager, eventually you get better support from Facebook. Likewise, I think what TikTok is trying to do here is they want to actually establish a relationship with businesses in a more proper way. That's why just 2 years into having their advertising platform launched to the market, they already have the business center, which is very similar to Facebook advertising structure. The ads manager is very similar. The business manager, also called business center, is very similar to business manager. So I would recommend to start from there, especially if you do have the plan or the like the plan to actually work with multiple brands, multiple businesses, and and moving forward, you probably want to have a more proper setup over here to prepare yourself for the next best steps. So yes, that's what I would recommend. Jordan, all right, thanks for the comment. And yep, next we have Viv or Vive. Yeah, okay, so he's saying you have a really different situation over here. This is also about Facebook ads account permanent restriction. So it say the ad account got hacked, okay, and then they ran illegal ads. The ad account restricted. It's not permanent, but it's under review from last year. So you have no place to contact Facebook support to tell them that they review your request. So this is a really different situation. So how can you get your ad account back? It's not permanent restricted, but it's under review from last year. It has one business manager account and one page. Okay, thanks for the question. Now, you know what? I'll just start a new ad account. What is it so important to get that ad account back? I mean, even you say that, oh, I've been running ads and I have some data with that, I don't bother because it has been hacked. I don't like a hack stuff over there. So as long as your business manager is intact, your personal profile is intact, they are both not permanently restricted, I would recommend just start a new ad account and start running ads. You know how to start a new ad account in the business manager. I think it's not a very difficult thing to do. You can just go YouTube and Google it on how to do that. So start a new ad account and start running ads. It's no brainer. I would say you don't really need to really drill on this and try to get it back, because there's no point trying to get this back. Yeah, start a new ad account, because like I always like to say, the bottom line is I want to get back on advertising again. That's what I want to do. I don't really care. Even pages with hundreds of thousands of likes, who cares? As long as you can't get it back, you can't get it back. You spend a year also, you can cry, you can keep trying, but business keeps going. We need to keep the business running, isn't it? So what we do is, let's get it started right now first. Then we can always go back and seek for review and whatnot. That you can actually come later. But now, start a new ad account and start running ads. That's what I think. Viv? Yeah. So anyway, just in case if you need help, right? You say, I really want to get this back. I want to know what can I do right now? Am I permanently restricted? Am I this restricted? Am I profile restricted? What's the next best thing that I can do about whatever? You can scan this QR code, buy me a mail. It's a Fiverr gig that you can purchase, and we can spend half an hour together to look into your situation and be giving you recommendations about what can you do next. So that's what we do. Okay, now let's come back. Thanks. These are all the questions I have. Now I have quite a number of questions over here. This is cool. Now, so I'm just gonna go through those questions, and if you have questions, keep them coming, right? And I'm gonna bring it up now. The first one we have here is coming from 12226 CT. So your first ever Facebook ads has gone live. Congratulations. Okay, so you have created one ad set with 3 videos and a $10 daily budget, and then created another 4 different interests, 5 ad sets total. How ad sets work on Facebook? So this is your question. Okay, now ad sets, basically when you're running ads on Facebook, okay, there are 3 layers, right? First is the campaign. Campaign is for you to select your objective now. So that's the first layer, which is campaign, all right? And then after that, at the ad set level, this is where you set your audience targeting, and then this is where you set your budget and your duration and your placement and everything else. And of course, the ad will be the ad. So my recommendation is always keep the learning condensed into one ad set or lesser ad sets, because usually we want to really let the campaign learn faster in a more effective way. Like now you're only spending like $10 per day. Let's say if you're actually doing $10 per ad set, if you have 5 ad sets, then maybe it will be better. Don't you think it would be better to keep them into one ad set running like $50? It will be actually allow you'll be able to allow the ad set to learn better. Because to me, it's this. Because what you're trying to do here is you're actually breaking into different interests. Now, let me give you this scenario. Because what you're trying to test is you're trying to prove which set of interests works better. But why? My question is why. Like, for example, I always like to tell, some people will tell me that, look, Jason, I want to target people who like BMW, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Maserati because these are the people who are into bigger brands and I believe they are my audience. So they do that. So one thing they go for brands. One thing they go for luxury brands like LV and whatnot. You know, they always believe that these are the people. Now, first thing first, you have to understand how interest targeting work. All these are actually based on what Facebook believe you're interested in. It could be the pages that you visited, that you like or visited in the past. It could be the website that you visited. It could be the video you watched. It could be anything that's related. You know what I mean? So this info I actually collected from multiple angles. And if you are too drilled into this part, eventually, let me tell you this: people who like LV can be the same person who like Mercedes. So if you have multiple ad sets targeting this kind of different interests, you have the tendency of over retargeting because they probably fall under multiple. They will be seeing your ads multiple times. So higher frequency, they will actually happen to your campaign, and eventually you might be wasting your budget. And at the same time, you're slicing your budget, your budget too slim on multiple ad sets. So that would actually slow down the learning of each ad set as well. So in my opinion, might as well group them into one to let it learn. That's what I think. Okay? Now, thank you for the question. Now, the next question you have here is, how do the 3 videos get rotated for advertising on Facebook? Does Facebook rotate one video in 24 hours and then a second video to the next day? Or does Facebook just play all these videos daily, random? What Facebook would try to do is they would actually spend more money on the ad or the creative or video for your case that are potentially getting you more results at the lower cost. But if you observe this continuously, it may not be the case. One ad might get a lot of budget and spending, but the cost per result may not be as low as others. So in this situation, if you're putting 3 ads in the same ad set or 4 or multiple, whatever, you're not actually testing. It's not an A/B split test. You're just putting all these ads and let Facebook do the decision. So if you want to do split test, that's another story. Okay, so yeah, they do not rotate. They do not evenly distribute. It's gonna be like based on the algorithm, they will push the budget to probably 1 or 2 ads that might so-called get you better result at the lower cost. But you can always observe and see which one works better after a while, and then you can actually always turn it off. You know, whenever you believe, this is not really performing, then you can actually turn it off. Okay. Now, the next question you have is, how does $10 daily budget work in terms of spend? I don't know what's the meaning of the question. What do you mean? Do you mean it's too much or too little? And how does it work? So if you ask me how does it work, eventually Facebook is gonna go like distributing it, within, like just around 24 hours. Basically, there will be some hours that there are more users coming in based on your audience that you're targeting. There might be more spending over there. At midnight, lesser spend, but eventually it will keep your ad running throughout the day. Yeah. And then if your next question is, is $10 too much? I think $10 is actually very minimal. It's a good to start, but if you're spending only 10, then you don't want to slice your things too thin. That's what I think. Yeah. Thanks for the question. And then next you have, what are the top things to look for in your first 24 hours? Nothing. Just keep the numbers coming in. Seriously, keep the numbers coming in. Eventually, wait until at least give it a 7 days data. Then that's when you can actually go in and dissect the numbers and try to find out what's working, what is not working, and the optimization and whatever we can do next. So if you need that, right, okay, I would actually recommend that you scan this QR code. This is where you can have me to look at your campaign data, at least give me 7 days. And based on the numbers we have, I'll be able to give you recommendations about what's working, what's not working, and how can we actually get better result based on whatever that you're having right now, or is there any improvisation or tweaks that you can do to get better result with your Facebook ads? So that's what you can do. Okay, now let's see. Okay, the next one is coming from Benson. So Benson is saying, you don't know why Facebook blocked 2 of your business account. Okay, and then you already appeared, but no one replied. Can you guide us on the Facebook Pixel? You know what, Benson? I do not know why Facebook blocked you as well. So, but what we can do is we can actually go in together and see what happened. Why not scan this QR code? Okay, because seriously, it's really about understanding what's your situation so that I'm able to give you personalized recommendations. So, and of course, while we actually had at the call, you can almost always ask me questions about Facebook Pixel and anything regarding Facebook advertising. I'm cool. Within 30 minutes, scan this QR code. Let's have a chat. Okay, Benson. All right. And the next one is Tatum. Tatum is saying your profile is restricted permanently since 2020. You would like to start over with a new personal profile. How can you get banned or tracked by Meta? You can't. My recommendation is not to start a new profile and to do business right away. My recommendation is get somebody else's profile. That profile has to be around for a while. Use that to create a new business manager, new ad account, and new page, and start running ads. And of course, you can start a new profile, but not doing anything yet. You can start a new profile, start adding friends, start joining groups, doing or whatever for at least 2 months. Because while you're doing this, the other account that you borrow from your sister or whatnot, or your brother, are actually running ads and getting matured as well. So once after 2 months, when everything is matured and ready, you can then add yourself back into the business manager as an admin, and you can actually take over from there. Do not create a new profile and immediately use that to create a business manager. I would say 95% of time you get blocked right away, and you'll be frustrated. Somebody told me that in a day or two, he actually created multiple email addresses, then created multiple ad accounts. Every time they try to create a new profile, start a new business manager, block. Create a new profile again, start a new business manager, block. Usually that's the thing. Okay? Yeah, go through that. All right. So yeah, somebody recommended to start a new account. Also, even after you get it back from the hack, your ads manager will keep showing the ad that was running the illegal stuff. It's an eyesore and a stigma. I agree, actually. I wouldn't do that as well. I would actually throw that away. Okay, so you're saying, do you need a different device, different ID, different IP address? Not necessarily. Like I say, do not create a new profile to start a new business manager. Use somebody else's profile to start a new business manager. Then at the same time, you do whatever, brew up a new profile for at least 2 months. At the same time, that business manager and everything will go through their maturing process as well. When it's done in 2 months' time, then you add yourself back into it as an admin, then everything should be all right. Yeah, that's the step that works for hundreds of my clients right now. So don't create a new profile and do that. Okay. And Mao say that answered your question too, right? I'm glad. Okay. So right. So that's all. And of course, if you watch up to now and you still want some like personalized recommendation about what you can do next to get your situation, sorted and start running ads again, scan this QR code, buy me a mail, and we can spend half an hour together to look into that. Okay, so with that, I think we have a wrap here. 30 minutes on time. And basically, yeah, somebody just said you start a new profile and you will get restricted immediately. And right after you hit the sign up button, it's guilty until you prove yourself legit. Yeah. Somebody just did that, right? So yeah, basically don't use a new profile to do that. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. This is what we do on Sunday night. If you have any questions about Facebook advertising, first search it on my YouTube channel to see if you have an answer similar to that. Otherwise, just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos, and I'll be answering them on the following Sunday like this. But of course, if you can, join me live on Sunday so that we can actually have a chit chat like this. All right. Okay. Now, before that, we have another one just right before we go. In the lead generation, we can select performance goal types such as maximize numbers of conversion ads or maximize number of leads. Will the option affect the cost of ads? Definitely. So if you are not sure which one to select, stick to the default. That's my answer to you, Sam. If you're not sure what are the differences between these two, stick to the default. And especially if you're starting a new campaign that you don't have a lot of prior data, stick to the default. Right, Sam? Thanks. And thank you so much. See you next week, and good night. Bye now.